Hello actors, this is self-tape 11 out of 100. That's right, I am showing you 100 of my own self-tapes and critiquing them on YouTube just because I think it's quite a good thing to do and practice as an actor. Looking at your work and going, ooh, or, that was quite good actually. It's actually quite a useful thing to do. So I thought I'd share that with you guys, and it's very scary. So let's make this a nice place. Yeah, this is a safe space. This is our rehearsal space. We're in this together, and I'm doing this not only for myself, but for you. So please, no hate here. If you're rude or whatever, just be gone. But luckily, you all seem amazing and have been just absolutely delightful. So thank you all so much. Let's see what happens in this self-tape.
The rich keep getting richer, the poor have an outstretched hand. It's time to get up off our knees and claim this emerald land. Will you take a stand, girl? Will you take a stand? Will you take a stand, girl? Will you take a stand?
And there it is. Gosh, I don't know why I was hating on this self-tape so much when I was uploading it. Let's talk about it. Overall, it's a very short bit. This was, as I've mentioned before, part 2 of a recall audition that I had. This was an actual song that was penned by the team there, and it's a great song. I love it. All the music actually was absolutely phenomenal, and the whole story was brilliant. So I really enjoyed doing this audition process. It was really fulfilling for me actually. So that's the first thing I want to say. I really enjoyed it, and I quite enjoyed this self-tape actually, watching it back now. When I uploaded it, however, I was just a bit like, what am I doing? I really didn't want to share this self-tape. Funny, isn't it? But it's a really useful point to make. Sometimes, depending on the mood we're in or what's happened in our day, I've touched on this before in a previous video, we have a different attitude on things. If I'm feeling really bummed out and I watch an episode of Modern Family or How I Met Your Father, that might cheer me up a little bit more and be more appealing to me than if I'm actually really angry and I want to watch a film that's really like stressful and gets me on edge, like a horror movie or something. How we feel on a day-to-day basis changes, and so our preferences are most likely going to change with that. At the time of sending this off, I was clearly happy with this tape. I wouldn't have sent it off otherwise. However, yeah, I feel like since I've been a little bit cringe about it. And let's talk about that. So I think it's quite nice. I like that I didn't go too out there vocally. I've kept the performance quite minimal. And I enjoyed the idea of pulling back a little bit more in this self-tape. So let's just demonstrate again.
It's time to get up off our knees and claim this emerald land. Will you take a stand, girl? Will you take a stand? Will you take a stand, girl? Will you take a stand?
So I actually, when I was practicing this, I had the inclination to go forward with it more. Like I was thinking, maybe I could riff it a little bit and go a bit crazy. And then I was actually like, no, this is the beginning of the song for a start. Like I knew this was the start of that scene and the revolution that she was beginning. And so to contrast more with what I was doing in the other tape, which was a little bit more heightened and dramatic and like we're in the full throes of the revolution, I thought I could bring it in a little bit more and like keep it a lot more new. So my instinct, knowing the whole story, was naturally to be like, yeah, let's take a stand, guys. Let's just have a really good time and rise up. But actually, I thought it was more interesting to play the character as a little bit more surprised by their own, why don't we, these problems keep happening. Why don't we take a stand? That being said, I think I could have done that more successfully in this self-tape. So it's like I'm already having the idea by the beginning. I think it would have been more interesting to have played, now there's the idea. It's time. It's now. So upon reflection, I would have done it slightly differently. As a standalone piece, if this was the only thing they asked for me in the audition or from me in the audition, I would have done it differently. The ending, where I don't say anything, I think it's a little bit much, but I'm still trying to keep my energy up a little bit. And I was really actively exploring in my brain, okay, well, what's the next step of taking a stand? Like, oh my gosh, guys, I'm actually really excited about this. What are we going to do? I don't think that was very truthful of the character, but again, it was a choice I made where I wanted to make sure that I showed that I was aware that the character I was playing would go on a journey. That's what I was trying to play on here, a little bit more of the naivety that I think we hadn't really seen in any of the other texts that I'd shown them. There's more range to be demonstrated if I had gone from someone who didn't know what they're capable of to discovering what they're capable of, rather than someone who's very confident and capable as it is, and then just becoming more capable and aggressive. I feel like that's a small change, whereas I wanted to show them a big range. So yeah, I mean, this is a really short speech. And yes, it is a speech, it's a song, but it's still a speech, it's still text-based. I, upon reflection today, actually liked it. I do think I would have changed the ending a little bit more and perhaps had a bit more swagger, because I think that's more true to me and true to the character. But I was intentionally at the time trying to play a little bit more of this naive wonder. Oh, wow, like, oh, what are we going to, oh gosh, what can we do? Acting. Let's quickly talk technically as well. Sound sounds good. The backing track isn't too loud, which I prefer when I'm doing my backing track auditions and self-tapes. I don't like that to be super blaring. The focus is my song or my vocals, should I say. I feel like I look really different in this self-tape. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't think I look very healthy. So that's also probably another reason why I don't like this self-tape. I just feel like I'm not my best self here. So interesting. I've got my famous purple t-shirt on. My hair's a nice length. I think my hair looks quite good. Again, I'm not wearing loads of makeup. I've not covered up blemishes. I've not lit it. I've not lit it particularly outstandingly well. It's just natural lighting. Again, doing what I could at the time. And just remember, I've taken this out of context as the whole piece. So the first thing that you just saw, so episode 10 and episode 11 were asked for together. So they had two opportunities to see two very different things from me. So I'd encourage you to actually watch this tape first, followed by the next one, because I think that's how I sent it in as well. I gave them this first of all, then I gave them the feminist musical piece, episode 10. See how that shows a range, because as a standalone piece, this isn't really blowing me over, but we've got to remember the context that this was in. It was actually part of the other piece, and I've separated them intentionally, otherwise, these episodes would be super duper long. But I think it's interesting to take them out of context as well and see, if they did just see that, what would they think of that? And what do I think of that now, upon reflection as the actor? And what do you guys think? I keep not looking at the right camera, good Lord. Anyway, thanks for being here. Let's leave that one there. Pretty straightforward and simple. Let me know your thoughts below. Have a lovely rest of your day. I look forward to seeing you very soon. And audition season is upon us. So if you are a working actor, or you are indeed a new graduate or someone applying for drama schools, do reach out. I'm going to sort my hair out. If you're a hairdresser, would you mind reaching out? I'm on the lookout for a good one. Love it. See you all soon. Have a lovely rest of your day. And bye-bye. Some bonus footage for you. My party trick is that I do a good Cher impression, so I'm gonna ad-lib this as Cher. Are you ready? The rich keep getting richer, the poor have an outstretched hand. It's time to get up off our knees and claim this emerald land. Will you take a stand, girl? Will you take a stand? Did it wrong. Will you take a stand, girl? Will you take a stand? I lost it a little bit at the end there. And on that note, I'm going. Goodbye.